So, I am here today to talk about Vinland Saga just because I just binge watched season one and this light is a little bright. I just binge watched season one and I have some issues with some of these characters. I don't know, like I was talking to my brother and he was like, "Oh man, Canute's the man." Season one got a little boring. Okay, like like the beginning was good. It's like we start off this young boy Thorfinn. It's like giving Attack on Titan. Like this is gonna be a slow burn. It's gonna be good in the end. That's what this show is giving. That's what it was giving. Okay, so Thorfinn is like this young boy. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched it yet, or yeah. So Thorfinn is this young boy who, who loves his father. He adores his father. And he doesn't know anything about his father's life before he was born. So we end up learning that his dad, Thor's, is like some ultra strong, like warrior man who ran away from his clan to live a life with no war. So, somebody from his old clan, it's illegal for him to leave the clan. So he leaves the clan, and like years later, um, somebody from his ex clan hires a pirate to kill or like murder Thor's. So Thor's is like, all right, he already knows what's happening. He already knows that this is him being set up for death. So he brings some men with him just because, you know, like yada yada yada, friendship, gang, dab it up. Um, so they go. Their plan was to go and stop off somewhere, and then Thor's runs off to go to where the war that man needed him for, that Floki called, and Floki needed that help for. He was like, "Oh, I just need a couple of your men to help me with this war strategy that I have." And Thor's is like, "Oh, I'm awesome. Anything for an old man." But it's not really like that. It's more like Floki was like blackmailing man, going like, "If you don't help me, I'm gonna tell the chieftain that you ran away and you're still alive." Okay? So they go, and he is murdered. He is gunned down. Okay? Right in front of his son. Thor's is like, so the man who kills Thor's is Askeladd. He's the pirate that Floki hired to kill Thor's. So now, because 5-year-old, 5-year-old Thorfinn sees Thor's get murdered right in front of his eyes with a bunch of arrows. It's literally like the little like gun down, okay? So after that, um, Thor's is like, well, no, not Thor's. Thorfinn like kind of he gets like becomes a stowaway. Well, first Thorfinn wasn't even supposed to be on that boat in the first place. He got on that boat because he's sitting here going like, "Let me go with you, Dad. Let me go with you, Dad." His dad's like, "No," because he knew it was gonna be a murder job. So Thorfinn ends up jumping in with a barrel, like in a barrel. So he ends up getting his ass beat for that. And then he sees his dad die. He's like, "Damn." Me, in my mind, I'm like, "You should have never been there in the first place. Like, why were you there? It's not your place." But other than that, he ends up being another stowaway on Askeladd's ship because Askeladd took. So Thor's came on two boats, and oh, and then Thorfinn is a stowaway on that boat that Askeladd took from Thor's people. I don't know if Askeladd kidnapped him or if Thorfinn like jumped on that boat, but it's giving that Thorfinn jumped on that boat. Okay, and I don't doubt that he did, because for the entirety of the first season, he's a bitch. Like, he really is. Like, the entire season, man's like, "I'm gonna kill you, Askeladd. I'm gonna beat your ass." And he gets his ass beat by Askeladd every single time. Every every time. And I was like, "Why don't you just wait? Askeladd is telling you these things." He's like, "Yeah, to fight me, you need to do this, that, and the third." And it's like, it goes in one ear and right out the season just becomes really repetitive, and then we meet the Prince Canute, who ends up also being a bitch. Like, I don't know, first season wasn't it? Like, Canute ended up killing his dad, whatever. I could really care less about Canute's situation. It's the whole, I was really for Thorfinn's plot. And the fact that they disrespect you like that and they don't even give Thorfinn the satisfaction of Thorfinn like Askeladd, like I wanted to see Mans die. I really did. Okay? I wanted to see that death. But we didn't see it because Canute ended up being the one to kill him. His bitch ass. Canute couldn't even fight the entire series. Whereas, like, Thorfinn's over here slicing hoes, bam, bam, the entire thing. This is 24 episodes in the watching. Okay, and we don't get anything. We don't get anything that's really interesting, or we don't learn anything that's new. It's kind of like, Thorfinn wants to kill Askeladd. Askeladd beats his ass. No, no, no. Canute's a bitch. And everyone else is supernaturally overpowered. I don't understand how, but everyone is. The laws of science and muscle mass does not exist in this Viking real age world, but who knows? And everyone's blonde, but that's not. I don't really care about that purpose. But and then season 2, I'll do another thing on season 2 actually. Yeah, I'll do another thing on season 2. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm a liar. I'm gonna sit here and rant to you guys. Season 2 was just even more boring. So because Canute ended up killing Askeladd, Thorfinn was like, oh man, he was a bitch. So he goes and tries to stab Canute. He slices him right there on the eye. So Canute puts him into slavery. As you should, I guess. So he ends up being a slave for like 5 years. And so far, I think this is all that Netflix has out. I think that's all that they've done so far. Because I tried to see if it was any further ahead subbed. And it's not. Netflix has up to episode 13 for season 2. And the last episode, episode 13, is not dubbed. So I just watched it subbed. But it's like, I don't know, I'm not even interested. And then I went and I was like, oh my god, so maybe it gets more interesting. So I went to go to the Wikipedia page. Alright? As you do. Just to see if anything new happens. Yes and no. Am I going to stick around? Yes. Okay? I actually quite like season 2 more than season 1. Like, even though there's less action, I like the fact that Thorfinn is having more character development. Like, this season 2 is like 10 times better than season 1. Just like with the age, with the characters, with Thorfinn really like looking back on his past and seeing what he was doing as like a preteen boy. Like, he was murdering people at the age of 10. He was born on the battlefield. And I would have been so shocked if they like just moved on with it with like no explanation. Alright? Like, if they just moved on with it and then Thorfinn was just lit with killing bitches all the time, I'd have been like, what was... And it's the fact that, like, low-key, I just want to find out. I want Floki to get his 2 pieces. Because technically, Askeladd didn't deserve to be hunted down by Thorfinn like that. Like, he's just a pirate. He was paid to kill. And that's what I want to see. Like, I want to see, like... I know everybody's like, oh, just read the manga. I'm not going to read the manga, okay? This anime is not interesting enough for me to read the manga, okay? But I want to see Floki murdered by the hands of, like, Thorfinn. And I know Thorfinn, like, he's now like, oh, I don't want to fight any. I'm never going to kill another soul again. I'm like, great for you, Thorfinn, but you need to kill Floki for me. Okay? Me personally. But I need to stop talking. And that's just my opinion on Vinland Saga. And I hope you guys liked my video. Please comment down below what other things you want me to comment on. And you want to hear my little rants. You know. Subscribe, please. I could always use some new followers. My family members are my biggest supporters, so thank you. Um, yeah, family and friends. Let me not shit on my friends. But yes, thank you so much for listening. If you stuck around for the entire thing, if not, if you just came here and you saw my face and were like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna sit here and watch it." Thank you also for just clicking on my video and thinking it was gonna be interesting. Yeah. Bye.